Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being with us tonight. We apologize for this brief delay. We've been experiencing technical difficulties this evening with WebEx. I want to welcome my council colleagues, Corporation Counsel, our town clerk, and members of the Hartford Public Access, members of the public. I'm calling to order this regular scheduled meeting of the Court of Common Council of January 11th, 2021. Please be advised that this meeting is being broadcast and recorded by the Hartford Public Access Television and can be viewed via HPA-TV, Facebook page, Comcast Xfinity, Channel 96, or Channel 6032 for Frontier customers. Language interpreters can be made available if requested. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Bermudez.
Present.
Councilman Clark.
Present.
Councilman Gale.
Here.
Councilman LeBron.
Presente.
Councilman Mitchum.
Present.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Present.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Here.
Councilman Sanchez.
Present.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And now our town clerk would lead us on to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag,
of
the United States of America and to the republic
for
which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we approve the minutes of the December 14th, 2020 meeting. Second.
A motion has been made and properly second. Are there any questions, any discussions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Bermudez.
Yes.
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman LeBron.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to make the motion that we place on the following items on the consent calendar. Item number 1, Mayor Bronin with the company resolution allowing the city of Hartford to accept a new coronavirus relief fund, CRF, from the state of Connecticut, also known as CARES Act funding. Item number 4, Mayor Bronin with a company resolution authorizing the city to accept emergency management performance grant program funds from the State Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, DESPP. Item number 8 with a substitute resolution, Public Works, Parks, Recreation, and Environment Committee, with accompanying substitute resolution that would authorize the city to renew a license agreement with the Knox Parks Foundation for the use of 2 vacant city-owned parcels of land at 154 Affleck Street and 650 Broad Street at an annual rate of $1 per year for property to operate and maintain community gardens. Item number 9, Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee with a company resolution authorizing the city to accept a second grant from the Center for Tech and Civic Life to provide support to the City of Hartford's Office of the City Clerk. Item number 12, Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee with a company resolution authorizing the city to enter into a contract to purchase virtual net metering credits related to a solar installation in North Canton, Connecticut. And item number 13, Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee with a company resolution that will authorize the city to renew a lease with the Greater Hartford Police Federal Credit Union for their branch at the Public Safety Complex.
Second the motion.
A motion has been made and properly second. Are there any comments, any discussions? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Bermudez.
Yes.
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman LeBron. Councilman LeBron.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor. You're on mute.
Sorry. Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to make the motion that we place the following items as received. Health and Human Services Committee communication concerning vaccine distribution, update by Health and Human Services Director Liani Arroyo.
I second the motion.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any discussions, any comments? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Bermudez,
Yes.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to make the motion that we place the following items to the said committees. Item number 17, Mayor Broden with ordinance amending section 32-18 to extend the elderly tax relief program, elderly Hartford homeowners for taxes due on the grant list of October 1st, 2020, and increase slightly the income limits for eligibility of the municipal code. And item number 20, also to the item number 20 to the operations management budget and government accountability, both 17 and 20, with a hearing date of Tuesday, January 19th, 2020. Councilman LeBron with the resolution requesting to superimpose the name of Jaquan Walters at the Rosemont Street and Main Street to the intersection of the Rosemont and Cambridge Street to be displayed as JQ. Sorry, that's 19. Number 20, resolution to appoint Ted C. as council's appointee to the Internal Audit Commission. Item number 2 to the Quality Life and Public Safety Committee, where Mayor Broden with the company resolution confirming the appointments of Clarissa Lee, an attorney to the Police Accountability Review Board, known as PARB. Item number 3 to the Committee of the Whole, Mayor Broden with the company resolution confirming the appointment of Jennifer Hockenhull to the position of Chief Financial Officer, Director of the Office of Management, Budget, and Grants. Item number 6, to the Planning, Economic Development, Housing Committee, Mayor Broden with the company resolution confirming the appointments of Kevin Henry to fill a vacancy and James Wolf to replace Laura Sedemeier for the Housing Authority for the City of Hartford. Item number 18, Mayor Broden with the ordinance amending Chapter 28, Article 10, Section 28-196 of Neighborhood Revitalization Zone Committees of the Municipal Code, with a hearing date, number 18, with a hearing date of January 19th, 2021. Item number 19, with a replacement, Councilman LeBron, resolution requesting to superimpose the name of Jaquan Walters at the Rosemont Street and Main Street to the intersection of Rosemont and Cambridge Street to be displayed as Jaquan JQ Walters Way, with a hearing date of Tuesday, January 19th, 2021.
Second the motion.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any comments, any discussions? Any comments, any discussions? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Bermudez,
Yes.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes to all of them, and I'm recusing myself on item number 6, which are the appointments to the Hartford Housing Authority.
Thank you. Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Good. All right. Thank you, Madam President. I would like to make the motion that we place the following items for postpone. Item number 10, Operations Management, Budget, and Government Accountability, with a company resolution amending the amended settlement agreement to extend the time by which Shelbourne Properties can respond to the Historic Preservation Commission's concerns to obtain the necessary permits and approvals. Item number 11, Operations Management, Budget and Government Accountability Committee with a company resolution to appoint Leticia Marulanda to the Internal Audit Commission as council's designated appointee. Item number 14, an ordinance amending Chapter 2, appointments of the department's heads requirements, Section 850, residency requirements of the municipal code. Item number 15, substitute ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 18, Section 2-860, motor vehicle policy of the Hartford Municipal Code. And item number 16, substitute ordinance amending Chapter 22, Article 2, Division 5 to increase commercial non-residential parking lot license fees and to add commercial non-residential parking garages to the licenses requirements of the Hartford Municipal Code.
Second the motion.
A motion has been made and properly second. Are there any discussions, any comments? Councilman Gale.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. Just wanted to comment briefly on item 16, since several people commented on this item at public comment earlier tonight. This is the revision to the parking lot fee structure. It's being postponed tonight. It's not really come back to council officially yet, since the committee meeting that heard it occurred after this agenda was set. And although that committee did vote it out favorably, there was a request for an implementation change that has not yet been decided. So thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman Gale. Are there any other comments? Any other comments? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Bermudez,
Yes.
Councilman Clark,
I abstain.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to make the motion that we go into executive session for item number 5, Mayor Broning with a company resolution requesting to enter into executive session during the council meeting on January 11th, 2021. A brief discussion necessary in order to discuss the potential settlement of a workers' compensation matter, Julian Perez versus City of Hartford.
Second the motion.
A motion has been made and properly second. Councilman Mixtum.
Just a very practical question. How are we going into executive session? Do we have another invitation?
We do have another invitation just for executive session. So to the public, we ask for your patience. We'll be logging out of this meeting, logging into an executive session. And then once we resume from executive session, we will be making a motion to come out of executive session, and we will be logging back onto this link. Okay? Wonderful. Members of the public, if you could be patient with us, we'll be back shortly. Thank you.
We still need a vote.
I'm sorry. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll? Thank you, Councilman Sanchez.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilwoman Bermudez,
Yes.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron, Councilman LeBron,
I think he logged
off.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We'll be back as soon as we can. Thank you.
Oh, here we go.
Wonderful. There she is. Thank you, everyone, for being patient. We are now back to our regularly scheduled council meeting. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to make the motion that we come out of executive session.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll? You're on mute, Mr. Clerk.
Not yet. Try that little arrow next to your mute button.
There you go. I think can you talk right now, Mr. Clerk? No. You might want to log off and log back on.
And I think it's we did this in the first meeting. We
Still can't hear you. No.
You have choices that you can opt when you click that little arrow next to the mute mic.
I hear me now?
There you go.
All right, thank you. Sorry for the technical glitch.
Not a problem.
Councilwoman Bermudez,
Yes.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Just for a point of clarification before we proceed with the vote, I wanted to make note that for the postponed items, item 10 through 15, I agree to the postponement. Item 16, I would like the record to reflect that I abstained from that vote.
It is recorded.
Thank you. Madam President, I'd like to make the motion that we take action on the executive session.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any questions, any comments? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Bermudez,
Yes.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
And yes, I assume the yes is to approve the proposed settlement.
That what we're voting on?
Mr. Majority Leader.
Yes, for the record, item number 5, which we are voting on out of the executive session, is Mayor Bronin with a company resolution requesting to enter into executive session during the council meeting on which is today, a brief session which we had in order to discuss the potential settlement of the workers' compensation matter, Julian Perez versus City of Hartford. So yes, we are voting to agree to the terms of the executive session. The settlement agreement, sorry.
We're approving the proposed settlement agreement.
Yes, we are approving the settlement agreement.
Then
Councilman Mitchum?
thanks. I didn't say that before. I didn't raise my hand to speak on the matter before, only because I was a little unclear on what was being moved. But because there was a comment in public comment about our executive sessions and what we do and how much we explain them, I just thought it was worth saying. Obviously, they're executive sessions because these kinds of negotiations are confidential, but we are charged with the fiscal well-being of the city, which means that we're not, when we vote yes or no, we're not saying that we approve of the thing that led to the settlement or the injury or whatever it is. We're saying, given everything, where we stand now, this is the best way for the city to spend as little money as possible or to spend its money as wisely as possible. So I say that in general and also specifically with regard to this settlement.
Absolutely. So a motion has been made and properly second. Are there any other discussions, any other comments? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Bermudez,
Yes.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. That concludes our business for this evening. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. 2020 was that year. I'm very hopeful for 2021. I want to allow Councilwoman Rossetti the floor for a minute. She'd like to say something.
Yep, real
Whoever
quickly, I just want to take the time to send out to a real warrior, a real champion of the city, Pat Williams, who has not been feeling well, who I hear is feeling better. I just would love for people to send her light love, hugs, and well wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Rossetti. And for the viewers who are watching us tonight, once again, thank you for being patient. And through these difficult moments on this pandemic, if you're going through any crisis or you are COVID positive and you have no food at home, please reach out to 311 or feel free to contact any council member for these kind of services. There is help out here. If you feel that you're going through some sort of depression, please reach out. There are services. And we want to welcome your comments, and we're here to help everyone. So with that said, does anyone else like to make a comment at all to our public? Okay, great. Everyone have a nice evening, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.